Hello, Facebook, and happy Wednesday. This is an impromptu cooking lesson, show, whatever you want to call it tonight, because I am going to make the chili relleno casserole that I made, made it a few weeks ago. And I posted a picture of it, and everybody's like, I want that, I've had that before, how do I make that? And I think it was probably my most popular recipe so far. And it's funny because it's just this simple casserole that my stepmom Linda used to make when I was a kid, and I loved it because it's super cheesy and it's just really yummy. So I thought I would make it for you live. Now I am going to change it a little bit because while it was very good, it didn't have as much flavor as I wanted. So let's get on with it. And my head's just going to be cut off. See, I want you to be able to see this, so we'll have to deal with it. But here's literally my handwritten recipe for this. And I wrote this a long time ago because Linda died, and she died in 2002. So this had to be way before that because I would have written this from her recipe card while she was there by hand, and you can see my cursive is horrendous. So really, I'm a good writer, but I'm a bad writer by hand. You can't read anything I do. So yeah, this has been done a long time, and I found it in my archives of recipes. So we'll see. Hey Jen, I think you're one of the ones that was curious about this casserole, so you'll appreciate this. It's very, very easy to make, and it's got simple ingredients. You need chilies, whole green chilies that are already ready to go. I think they are. This is a new can. You need Monterey Jack cheese, you need cheddar cheese, you need flour, you need eggs and milk and salt and pepper, and that's pretty much it. Now, like I said, I'm going to modify it a little bit, and I'm going to put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of diced onion in with the batter, but I'll show you that. So let's get rolling so you can see how easy this is. Preheat your oven to 350, and then the can of chilies. You can roast your own chilies and do this with fresh chilies, but this is just so much easier. I have a really crappy can opener, so I need a better one. But it gets me a workout with my fingers. As you can see, please be whole. Yes, they are. Okay, you just never know. Okay, so this is just a big can. Now, my recipe will say if you want a copy of this, 4 7-ounce cans, but I'm just doing one large can. And this is going to make basically a whole 9 by 13 casserole. So I'm just putting this into a little strainer so you can see I've got a sink right here, and I'm going to grab them directly out of the strainer and stuff them. Okay, it says slit chilies lengthwise on one side. You don't really have to do that. It says remove seeds and drain. You don't really have to do that either. You know, these are kind of slightly pickled tasting, which is really yummy. So basically what you do, and last time I made this, well, there might be a few seeds in here, which will just make it a little spicier, which isn't that big of a deal, or maybe it is. It just depends on how sensitive you are to spice. Last time I didn't have Monterey Jack cheese, which is what it calls for, and I used cream cheese, which is fine. You just put the cream cheese in there with a spoon, with a knife or a spoon. The Monterey Jack cheese is better. I think that's part of why I was thinking, well, this doesn't quite taste the same, but the cream cheese was good. You could even do a combination, but I'm just gonna do this with Monterey Jack. It says you need a pound, who knows? Okay, so it says slice cheese into thick slices and place into chili. So who knows if that's a thick slice, but I'm just gonna slide that baby in there. I remember watching Linda do this. So it's obviously a little skinnier at the bottom. So, and then just place them in here. I think I'm gonna go with a little thinner slice on the cheese. Hopefully you guys can see this. But I'm just using a big block of Monterey Jack. And I think I'll cut these into thirds. That will fit better into that chili because the chili is tapered. And then the cheddar cheese will be going on top of that. And it's just this yummy, delicious chili mess. And it's so yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, I would have done this on Taco Tuesday, except last night we had leftovers from the lamb chops I made on Monday. So we had lamb chop Tuesday. Doesn't have quite the same ring to it, does it? Ha! All right, so back to the chilies. This should make a whole full casserole, which is great. It makes great leftovers. Patrick's been Patrick used the leftovers for his breakfast because he makes eggs practically every morning. And they're really good sauteed up with eggs and a little extra spinach. You could put greens in here. You could put some spinach or some kale. You could put some broccoli in, kind of whatever you want that's gonna taste good with eggs and chilies, which is most things in your refrigerator. So super simple, just stick that piece of cheese in to this already pre-seeded and processed chili, fire roasted. This brand is Ortega fire roasted whole grain chilies. And a large can of it, it's 27 ounces. So 4 times 7 would have been 28, close enough, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. So if you're doing cream cheese, you just use a knife or something to stick it in there. Just put it into the casserole dish. And then what we're gonna do is make kind of a batter with eggs and flour and put that over it and mix it up, put that over it, put the cheese over that and put it in the oven for 45 minutes. So super simple. As I mentioned, I am going to put some onions and garlic in there as well because I like the extra flavor. Yeah, this is just a big, super yummy, cheesy mess. Doesn't that sound good? I don't think the sun came out here today in Carmel Valley. I don't know if it did where you are from or where you live. It was a great day though. I loved it because I was really just working. I worked out this morning. I went for a run, 4.5 miles about, give or take. And that was great because to do that when it's cloudy like that is really nice and our path is open up again. So I just go right here from my house down to the path by the 56. All right, I think I'm gonna go like this because these are not fitting as well. So I'm just gonna move these babies around this way. That will let me do 3 rows, I hope. And kids, if they're not too sensitive to spice, you know, these fire roasted chilies can be spicy or not, depending. There are some seeds in these ones, so I'm gonna rinse those seeds out because when you're dealing with chilies like this, it's the seeds that make the chili hot, not the chili itself. Usually. I mean, this is no ghost pepper. I don't think I could even handle that. I don't like super spicy. I like a little flavor though. See, very, very simple, and this is gonna be about perfect for this 9.5 by 11. Now this said a pound of cheese. That's gonna be about what I use. I might be using a little bit less. And like I said, I wasn't really measuring this, so this should be good. Looks really good. And this is something your kids, if they like to cook, can help you do. Very, very simple. So this is how many chilies? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 chilies. 16 little chilies, all right? And a little extra cheese, so maybe we'll just kind of put that in here. Spread these around. Cheese, a little extra cheese isn't gonna hurt anybody, is it? Okay. That is what it looks like, and that's with my extra pieces of cheese that I just had sitting there. So I am going to put a little bit of onion and garlic into here, just because I want the extra flavor. Not a lot, just a little. And I'm just gonna chop it really finely, and I'm gonna put it in with the batter. You could use Vidalia onions or sweet onions. This is just a standard onion. And I think it will taste really good in there. I'll let you know, because I have not tried this before. And the kids shouldn't mind this because it will mellow it out once it's baked with all the stuff. So fairly finely chopped. And I think it'll just give it a nice little flavor. You know, when you eat a, like a enchilada or a, not an enchilada, what's the word I'm looking for? Chile relleno. When you eat a chile relleno, or is it enchilada, whatever. In some Mexican restaurants, they have onions in them. And then the kid versions don't have onions in them. So I'm going with the onions. Maybe it's not a traditional Mexican thing, but whatever, it'll be fine. This would be a great Cinco de Mayo dish to make too as a family. I will be making carnitas, and I will do a live for that too. I braise it, so I won't be able to keep you on for the whole time because you'd be really, really sick of me. I'd probably have to tell some really bad jokes or something, but so I will not keep you on for the whole time, but I will keep you on for the process of it. and maybe bring you back on for when I make the sauce. It's really good carnitas sauce with tomatillos, fresh tomatillos, and spinach and chilies, and it's so good. And you use the braising liquid that the pork carnitas was cooking in, and it's just amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm not going to chop the garlic. I'm actually going to press it through the garlic press so that it is very minced, because you don't want to get a big chunk of garlic. Should cook enough where it wouldn't be an issue, but let's just try this. And like I said, jury's out on this. I'll let you know how it is if I like this addition, and then maybe next time I'll try a different addition. So that is just the onions and the garlic, which you don't have to do. It's not part of the recipe, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, milk. I might have to go to the back to get milk. Yes, 1 1/4 cup. I will have to go to the back to get milk. The kids, they're drinking milk like crazy. Let's see if I can get by with just this. Probably not. We'll wing it. Wing it because it's still in the container and it'll take me a little longer to get it. I thought my daughter got that out. Okay, so this is 1 1/4 cups milk, 1/4 cup of flour, and I have my flour with my 1/4 cup right in here already because I use it for bread. I put a little more than 1/4 cup of flour in there. Salt and pepper. It does need a little bit of salt, but as you know how I feel about salt, be really, really careful with salt. This calls for a 1/2 teaspoon, which kind of a lot, but again, you can just salt it at the end, and the cheese is going to have salt in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to get over there. The cheese is going to have salt as well, so that's going to bring some salt into the whole dish. Lots of pepper. So all this is chili rellenos and Monterey Jack cheese, eggs, milk, flour, salt, pepper, and then cheddar cheese for on top. Eggs. Eggs. Luckily, Patrick just went to Costco, so we are flush in eggs because we were out. And I don't know if things have settled down in Costco because I didn't go. Hopefully, ready for things to get a little back to normal. So 5 eggs. You should not be doing what I'm doing right here. So this is like a do what I say, not what I do. You should not be cracking your egg directly into the bowl full of stuff already, because if you get a shell in there, it's going to be kind of a pain to get it out, or you just deal with it when you bite into it. So 5 eggs into here, and it's basically like a batter, kind of like a biscuit, like a biscuit baking thing. And then mix that, pour over the chilies. I do not have enough milk in, but we'll just wing that one. Might be okay. But I've got the onion and garlic in here. I can just put a little bit of water if I think I need more. So you just mix this together, pour it over the chilies, and then you're gonna put the grated cheddar cheese on top of it. I'm gonna put a little more water in here. So let's just pretend I just made my 2% milk skim milk. How's that work? Works for me. I don't have cream either, otherwise I would have used that. So yeah, that's pretty simple, right? Anybody can do this. It says bake uncovered for 45 minutes in the oven, so preheat your oven. I think I like the addition of this onion and garlic. It already looks good. Okay, let's bring you back, put the eggs away. Cloudy, still cloudy out there. Hey, make sure you can see this. So I just basically mix it up enough to get the flour blended. A little more water. Pour it over. Looks good. And then, as you can see that, I think you can see that, you're just gonna put the grated cheddar cheese. I pre-grated it. This is a lot of cheese. It calls for a pound of this and a pound of Monterey Jack, so it is very cheesy. Do what you want there. Most people like cheese. And again, like I say, don't worry about the fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar makes you fat. Carbs are sugar at the end of the day. So there's some carbs in here, obviously, because of the flour, but there's no sugar per se. I think this is gonna be plenty of cheese. So super, super, super simple. I don't know when I started this, but as you can see, that might have taken maybe 15 minutes, maybe not even 15 minutes. Chilies, Monterey Jack cheese to put in the chilies, eggs, flour, milk mixed together with salt and pepper, cheddar cheese on top. Very, very simple. This is the chili relleno casserole. Put it in the oven for about 45 minutes. And then when it's done, it all congeals, and it's basically like a chili relleno casserole, and it is awesome. So I'm gonna put this in, and I'll talk to you for a second before I let you go. Oh, my hamstrings are really, really sore for some reason. I have no idea why. And that's it. So I hope you're all doing very well. I will take a picture of the finished dish and let you know how it is. If you want a copy of the recipe, I am very happy to take a picture of this and provide it to you, and I could actually retype it even, but this has got a lot of sentimental value since Linda used to make this when we were kids. Somebody said something, but I don't think I can see it, but I couldn't have the sound. Oh, you can't hear the sound. Hopefully the sound is on. I guess I'll find out later if the sound is on. But what I will do, hopefully it is on. It might not be, but hopefully it is. And if it isn't, well, I'll just have to redo it again sometime. I was just on a Zoom call with somebody, so maybe I had muted myself accidentally. So I will put it on my YouTube if the sound is on. If the sound is not on, then I'll just have to deal with it another time. Hope you're all great. Bye.